You're safe.
Kid, single dad took a bullet.
For the CEO's daughter, and changed two families forever, Marcus Hale was the kind of man who never asked for much. He worked a double shift at the security firm 3 nights a week, packed his 7-year-old daughter Lily's lunch every morning before school, and still managed to coach her little league team on Saturdays. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of small moments to change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories. Also, tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Life was not easy after his wife passed away from cancer 2 years prior. But Marcus believed in one thing above all else: doing the right thing, no matter the cost. He was not a hero by any dramatic declaration. He was simply a father who understood what it meant to protect someone you love. That instinct buried deep in his chest would one day change everything. It was a Tuesday evening in downtown Chicago when Marcus was assigned to provide security detail at a corporate gala hosted by Caldwell Industries, one of the largest financial firms in the Midwest. The CEO, Richard Caldwell, was a powerful and private man, known more for his balance sheets than his warmth. His daughter, 9-year-old Sophie, had been brought along to the event after her nanny fell ill at the last minute. Richard had no choice but to bring her, keeping her tucked away in a side lounge with a tablet and a plate of fruit. Marcus noticed Sophie immediately, not because she was the CEO's daughter, but because she reminded him so much of Lily. Same curly hair, same quiet way of sitting with her legs folded underneath her, completely absorbed in her own little world. He checked on her twice during his rounds, just instinctively the way fathers do. Nobody asked him to. Around 9:30, everything changed. A disgruntled former employee had slipped past the outer perimeter, armed and consumed by rage over a wrongful termination lawsuit. When the man burst through the side lounge door, there was no time for protocol, no time for radio calls, no time to think. There was only Sophie standing frozen in the middle of the room, and a gun pointed in her direction. Marcus moved without hesitation. He threw himself in front of her just as the shot rang out. The bullet struck him in the left shoulder, spinning him sideways but not taking him down. He pushed Sophie behind a heavy couch, shielded her with his body, and kept her calm while screaming for backup. "You're safe, kid," he told her, his voice steady even as the pain tore through him. "I've got you." Backup arrived within seconds. The attacker was subdued. Sophie was unharmed. Marcus was rushed to the hospital, where surgeons worked to remove the bullet and repair the damage to his shoulder. He spent 6 days recovering. Lily sat by his bedside for 3 of them, holding his hand and telling him about school as if nothing extraordinary had happened. Because to her, this was simply what her father did. He showed up for people. Richard Caldwell arrived on the 2nd day. He walked into that hospital room as a CEO, composed and formal, but he left it as something else entirely. He sat with Marcus for over an hour, and for the first time in years, Richard cried. He had spent the last decade building an empire, and somewhere along the way had forgotten that none of it mattered without the people you loved. He had been distant from Sophie, always chasing the next deal, always promising to be more present and never following through. Watching a stranger take a bullet for his child broke something open inside him that money could never have reached. Richard did not write a check and walk away. He visited again the following week, this time bringing Sophie with him. The 2 little girls sat on opposite ends of Marcus's bed, and within 20 minutes were laughing together like old friends. Over the following months, the 2 families grew closer than anyone could have predicted. Richard quietly covered every medical bill, set up a college fund for Lily, and offered Marcus a senior security director position with full benefits. But more than any of that, he became present for Sophie, for his own life, for the simple and irreplaceable moments he had been letting slip by. Marcus healed, went back to work, and never once called himself a hero. He said he just did what any father would do. But Sophie never forgot those words whispered in the chaos and the dark, and neither did the world around her. If this story moved your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel Kindness True Stories, where every story reminds us that ordinary people do extraordinary things every single day,